Hello and welcome to the first pilot episode of 1v1, a D&D live play podcast where I get to DM for one of my friends. As you know, it is hard to get friends to schedule D&D games together, so I was like, why not just have it be me and one other player? And I don't really see that too much, so I thought it'd be a great example to show out and showcase how awesome D&D can be even if you only have two people to play. So here I am joined by my friend who will be playing Izaltee. If you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Alright, yeah, so I'll be playing Izaltee Xyrfiel. He's a dark elf. He's 101, but that's kind of really young for elves, so he's new to the world and he's kind of just getting out. He's a blade song wizard. It's like the special elven art that they've kind of cultivated, and he's the first one they've seen in a very long time, and so he grew up learning that blade song wizardry, and now here he is ready to explore the world and look for somebody to teach him more.
And yes, so as we begin, behind us is the game world, and we are on the world of Krioma on the continent of Arion, in the Elven Kingdom to the south of the continent. Over here, kind of in between us, is the city of Omithas, where Izaltee grew up and went to school at Onithis. And as a fresh graduate from the premier elven school on the continent, Izaltee graduated in blade singing at the top of his class. And so Izaltee is eager now to explore the world and grow his strength in the blade singing, in search of a legendary blade singing wizard to train him. And his journey now finally leads him out of the city towards the elven capital, which is over here above, above Izaltee's kind of character portrait, in the elven capital of Wailuna. And so we begin here on a early morning where you, Izaltee, are getting out of bed, and today is the day where you finally leave the city that you once called home and grow your wings. So as you wake up, Izaltee, what do you look like, and how do you go about your morning routine?
Okay, so he's about it's 6 foot tall, and he's like a rather darker high elf. He's kind of brown skinned. The portrait that I got here, he looks pretty similar to that, but his hair is jet black, and it kind of falls to his shoulders on both sides. He does comb one side behind his ear though, and as he gets up, he's kind of just I guess this is the day that I leave, start my journey, and try to find someone to teach me.
And
then
go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I'd head down. Am I upstairs? Is this?
Yes.
My parents?
You and your two brothers' bedrooms are kind of right by each other on the second floor of this home. And as you get up and get dressed, you begin to smell your favorite breakfast meal, which would be?
Elven quail.
Yes, so you smell some fresh quail eggs being cooked down below, likely by your mother, Alassie. So as you get ready and make your way downstairs, you see your younger brother already down, kind of dressed in his school attire, going out, eating away. One chair is empty, where your brother Voron used to sit before he moved away and is out in the world of Krioma. And then you see that your dad is kind of has what is basically a newspaper out, kind of reading as he is eating his breakfast. Just, son, good morning.
Good morning. Is that quail I smell?
Yes, your mother wanted to treat you since this is the last time we might see you for a while. Please have a seat. He's just like
All right.
eating.
I'll sit down and I'm scarfing down this quail. This is my favorite. Like,
Yeah, you see him full of. Oh, slow down there, son. You won't have room for lunch later.
oh, what's for lunch?
I don't know, but once you get out there, I'm sure the rations will do, right?
Oh,
Your mom has packed you your bag and all your gear. It's right by the door over there. I actually have to head out this morning. Got the early shift, but be sure to say goodbye once you leave the city, okay?
oh, all right. Bye, Dad.
You see him give you a pat on the back as he, you see him in his guard attire. It's kind of like this blue and gold combination. He has like, you see him as he walks out the door, put on his like his armor, strap it up, and wave goodbye to you and your brother as he heads out the front door. And then your mom comes in with some more. Oh, you seem to already finish what I had before, but here's some more if you like.
Oh, well, no, thank you. I should be going soon, but
Are you
I
sure?
appreciate you making my favorite.
Well, you never know when you'll be back, so be sure to eat up. I have and she brings out like this wooden box full of quail eggs. I made some extra for when you're out there.
I don't think that'll be necessary. I mean, I'm sure I'll go out and finish my journey in a couple years' time and be back here to join Dad in Vanguard.
Oh, well, great then. Good to hear. But, I'll have to worry, as a mother, of course. Second son out the door.
Of course. But don't forget about my brother here. He still needs you.
Oh, don't worry. We wouldn't forget about Elfon, right? You see your, brother kind of just eating quietly. Doesn't want to bring too much attention. Anyways.
Elfon, are you going to miss me?
You seem like he is trying to hold his emotions. You can tell, knowing your brother from quite some time. He doesn't want to make it a big deal that you're leaving, but he says, yeah, a little bit, I guess. He's not trying to make a big deal of it.
Well, don't worry, Elfon. I'll be back before you ever leave.
You see him as he has his head down, you see half of his face kind of smirk and a smile. Glad to hear that you won't be gone for too long. Not really thrilled about being the last left alone with the parents. While you're away, just like your brother, me and your father have been saving up some money. And then you see her pull out this stone, and then on the stone you see a little heart, and in the heart you see a little smiley face, kind of in this blue paint. This is for you, if you ever need to contact us, as well as if we need to contact you. It's a sending stone. I'm sure you've read about it in school, but just wanted to make sure that we could reach out to you anytime we need.
Oh, wow, these are expensive, but thank you. Okay, I will reach out.
So yeah, you can add a sending stone in your inventory, as well as that it connects you to your mother and your father. Are you going now, or are you gonna spend some time in the city, say goodbye to friends, or, they were very.
I'll stick around, but only for a little bit. And there's one person in particular I want to see off.
Oh, who will you be meeting?
Oh, I'm just going to go see Gorin.
Gorin? Ah.
Oh, and maybe Master Halastra.
Oh, yes. I'm sure he would like to see his favorite little pupil. Anyways, I have to be off to the academy. Got to do my job, of course. But if you need anything, you have the sending stone. You have the quail eggs. Am I forgetting? You got the bag. Just be safe, okay, honey?
Yes. All right. So
you see her Oh, very well. You see her as she like kind of is leaving in a hurry. She gives you a hug and a kiss on the cheek and says her goodbyes. You see her like dressed in um, this nice like pantsuit outfit almost as she kind of walks out the door. It's kind of this like green and gold mixture of clothing, and she heads out. And then you're kind of left alone with your brother. Just oh, so glad that they're gone. He just like is eating.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be right behind them, but no, seriously, Elfon, even if I don't make it back soon, you can always come find me, and make sure you're connected to the Sending Stone, or whenever you get one, find a way to connect it to mine.
Sure, yeah.
Stay in touch, brother.
I mean, I'm just gonna be at school. Not much is going on, so just hope I can pass as well as you did. You're the model child in the family.
Well, probably won't be able to do as well as me, but you can try.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, all right, I gotta get to school.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna walk away and head out towards my school as well to go see favorite headmaster.
Yeah. So you
Or like,
you head towards kind of the center of the city. Omethos was built to house the school of Onethys. There was a kind of strong magical pull that the elves found in this city, and you see the tree that this school is kind of built around. So the school is this large tower, and out spring like different branches, and this large tree. There's the entrance is through the trunk of the tree. And you're well known, well received as a recent graduate, so you know your way around pretty easily. As you head to the tree, where do you head to first?
I think. Yeah, no, I'm actually gonna look around for my rival. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna head towards the school.
Okay.
And see if it's there.
Go ahead and make a investigation or perception check to attempt to find him. How do you search for him? Do you just look at spots he's looked at before, or are you just trying to keep an eye on?
I'm assuming that so we graduated, right?
Yeah, both graduated.
And was this, how recent would you say that all this was like?
Your graduation was like last week. So
Oh.
like it's kind of in the summer session. There's still students who are taking summer classes coming through, but it's a little bit lighter than normal. It isn't like full blown semester. It's just kind of in the during the break.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check some of the hangout areas where I don't know, maybe upperclassmen and lowerclassmen would mingle, centers or something.
Yeah, you're able to find kind of what is known as with a 19 on your investigation, you're able to find the spot where most of the quote unquote popular kids kind of gather and hang out. You frequented this spot pretty frequently, but it's kind of on the eastern side of the base of the school, kind of where all the food places is. You can find the coffee shop, kind of like a pastry shop nearby. And so you see most of the upperclassmen or those who are quote unquote popular kind of hang out here, gossip, mingle, and pretty easily you're able to spot talking to some of the freshmen, kind of your rival Goran. You see him kind of just chatting with some current students. They seem to be, asking him about kind of his plans now that he's graduated. It seems you see them kind of just mingling, and you both kind of make eye contact with each other as you're walking through this open square. He kind of gives you a glare, kind of looks at you, not knowing kind of your purpose. You both were very studious. He was always kind of lagging behind a bit and has that bit of resentment as you graduated top of your class. And you both graduated in blade singing. However, you always managed to get the best of him every so often. So you see him, he makes eye contact with you, but he's like in the middle of conversation. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk over and interrupt the conversation just to say, "Oh, Goran, I'm going to be leaving the city soon, and I just wanted to say that I look forward to besting you outside these walls." And
go ahead and make a intimidation or a charisma general check. Up to you.
all right, they're both the same.
Okay, yeah. Okay, a 10. You see some of the freshmen he's talking to like kind of giggle, and then they like kind of whispering. He's like, Izaltee, I heard you're leaving today. Assume you meant to say your regards. And yes, I'm excited to see you out there in the world of Ariana. Here you're headed towards the capital.
Oh yes. I plan to make a great name for myself in blade singing and a great name for this city, and I'm sure you will be great at being second at that.
You see him like force a smile as you see the freshman kind of giggle more like you see them kind of like laughing. Well, we'll see about that, you know. It's a great big world out there. I have plans. Actually, I was asked by a noble somewhere, out there in the city, and I might have a job lined up as a knight, but, I know that you kind of fly by the seat of your pants, so you don't really have anything lined up now, do you?
Well, and that's because I don't need to line up anything. Things just fall into place for people like me, and by that I mean intelligent. But I don't think you'd quite understand that if I spent all day explaining it to you. I just wanted to say my goodbyes and, see you on the other side.
Very well then, Izaltee. I will see you there. Can't wait. He kind of like rolls his eyes. And then you see him turn around, and the freshmen that he was like talking to, the students are gone. But you throughout the conversation, you heard them giggling between the pissing contests that you had with each other. Is there anything else that you do?
I make a point to walk away laughing.
You see him tries to laugh even louder. He's like, as like you see as you both are just laughing to end off the pissing contest. People are like kind of looking like, and they're whispering like, it's like, oh, it's just Izaltee and Goran going at it again. And it's like, oh yes, they're heading out. Yes, they recently graduated. And then they're just like kind of whispers amongst the crowd. Not very many, so your voice kind of carries throughout this kind of open square. And as you both kind of leave and are a distance away from each other, that your laughing is now not heard by each other. What does Izaltee do? What do you do?
I kind of like say to myself, now that I've gotten that off my chest, I'm gonna look for my favorite teacher, Halastra.
Yes. So, Master Tauros Halastra, one of few blade singing wizards in the city. You know his where his office is located. You've been there countless of times. For office hours, you're one of the top students of the academy, of course, so he knows you quite well. And so you're able to make your way in, kind of past the desk and up this spiral staircase into where the teachers' offices are located. And easily enough, you're able to find Professor Holastra's office, and you see that his sign says that he is in right now. It is early in the morning, so it is early in his hours and his duties. So you're able to see that, and you give a How do you enter? How do you enter?
Uh, assuming I've been here a lot, I'm just gonna kind of like push the door extremely hard. Kind of like, not as if I kicked it open, but just pop in and be like, Master Halastra!
Izaltee, hello. Sorry, you seem like drinking his coffee, almost like spits it out and spills it as you abruptly enter. Good to see you. I just assume you came to say goodbye, or is there something I can help you with?
Yes, I came by just to say goodbye. I did want to ask if you had any advice that I could take on this journey. Or if you could,
Yes.
is there any way that you could give me any hints towards other blade masters, blade song wizards you might know?
Well, unfortunately, most of the blade singers that I know are either knights in the of those noble in the capital. That's why I suggested you head there. And then those that are here. But however, we haven't really had a professor able to teach you as well as I have and expand your knowledge or really test you. So I suggest going out there, seeing which knights you meet or what you're able to find in the city. You've never been outside of Omithas, so I think it would be quite interesting. I know you don't think that it would be quite dangerous out there, but beware of those wildlife, in the city it's nice and safe. However, traversing, since the roads aren't too established, might be quite dangerous, especially venturing alone like you are.
Professor, I've seen my fair share of bunnies and wildlife. There's nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure.
Of course, you're well trained, and I would trust you with even my life. But like I said, and I mentioned before, maybe traveling with Goran wouldn't be so bad. He's quite talented, not as talented as you, of course, given the marks, but still, like, 2 is better than 1,
I wouldn't have considered it if it was coming from someone else, but because it's coming from Master Halastra, maybe it would be best to keep second best by my side. He is second best. Better than third.
Yes, exactly. Well, it is up to you, of course. I know Goran isn't fond of the idea either, but if you ever cross paths, it's best to swing swords at a common enemy than at each other, as I taught, you know.
Oh well, I'm sure Goran knows that I'd never actually hurt him. It's all fun and games, a little bit of friendly rivalry, embarrassment.
Yes. Ever since you two were little, it's always been who's been better than the other. However,
It's been me.
yes, that confidence in Izaltee will take you far.
Thank you.
But yes, is there anything else that you wanted to discuss?
No, I just wanted to ask, is there any way that my parents, they gave me a sending stone. Is there any way that I could connect you to this sending stone as well? Or how... I would like you to be able to reach me at all times.
Well,
and vice versa.
don't worry, I know some magic. He gives you like a wink. If I need to contact you, if you need to contact me, I'm sure in your journey you'll grow stronger and learn. I know you weren't keen on the spells curriculum, but blade singing was your specialty, so I'm sure once you get out there, meet more elves, do some more field research, you'll be able to contact me. But if I need to reach you, I will try. Is there a frequency you would like me to reach out until then, or I don't want to reach out in inappropriate times, you know? And
I'll just give him the sending stone, and I'm like, yeah, just tune yourself to that frequency, and I just pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
You see him kind of smile. He gives it back to you. That's not necessarily how it works. It's more so the connected to an individual who is enchanted by it. I know you, and so it should be easy for me to contact you. If necessary, I can get to you. However, I have responsibilities here in the city, of course, you know.
How could I contact you?
Well, yes, that is the question. As you grow, there's a spell I suggest you attempt to learn. It's sending it. You can send a message to anyone that you contact. We've been over it. I know you kind of fell asleep in spell class.
No,
those.
I know of the spell you speak.
Yes, okay. I mean, that is what the stone is in tune with, and so those who don't have capabilities of casting such magic usually go about it with said sending stone. But for someone as capable as I am, I can send you a message if needed, and once you learn and grow stronger yourself, you'll be able to send me a message. You just don't forget me.
Well, I'll try my best. Depending on how great these wild outside worlds are.
Yes.
Do you so do you not get, you don't receive mail? If I wanted to contact you,
well, yes.
Could I mail?
Yes, you could send a raven if necessary.
School or your home address?
I don't really give home address to alumni, but you know what? This is a special case. So I live in 1421 Astor Street. You familiar?
Not quite, but I think I can find out how to get there.
Yes. Just be sure not to share with any other students. I wouldn't want a student coming to my door mad about how many marks they made or how few.
Serving you and your wife, and no, of course
yes,
not.
Yes. Thank you, Izaltee. I trust this information with you. But yes, you can send a raven to that address, and from either the capital or any larger city. The villages might be too difficult to acquire such a raven. So just send it there, and then I'll respond back. Might take a while, but I'll use that spell I mentioned, sending. Remember that spell.
Yeah.
Seems like you didn't in class, but it's fine.
Yes, I've heard.
You don't need it in blade ticking, of course. The sword does most of the work.
Sword does sing.
Yes.
Well,
so yes, I'll contact you.
That is all, Master Velasquez. Thank you very much. You've been extremely helpful.
You're welcome. Safe travels in your journey, of course. Can't wait to hear about all the great things that you do in Arion, or in the greater world of Krioma.
I cannot wait to do those things, sir. And I'm gonna leave, and I'm just gonna calmly close the door, and I'm gonna go look for Goran. After I just humiliated.
All right. Go ahead and how do you go about him? Do you ask around? Do you check out the hotspots?
To see if he's there still humiliated, because I think I did a good job at humiliating him, and he would have been immobilized by his shame.
All right. So as you kind of head on out into where you last saw him, you kind of look around. Make a perception check for me.
Gotcha.
12. So as you look about, you're not really able to see him. He seems to have left. So rather than taking the stand tall approach, maybe he decided to flee. But you don't see him the last location you look for him at. You search for him.
Okay. I'm just gonna head to the exit of the school and kind of casually look for him, look around on my way out. But it's not really pressing. And then let me what happens once I get to the front, or do you want me to roll something to see if I?
Yeah. So I'll keep that 12. You kind of look around. By now, more students are coming in, either for their midday, like the morning classes once they begin. And so it's gotten quite busy, but not like super busy as you remember it during the regular semesters. And so you look around, but you're not able to find them by the time you reach kind of the end of the end of campus, end of where the campus is kind of campus territory.
Okay. All right. Well, at that point, I'm just gonna leave, give up, and I'm gonna look for Astor Street.
Okay. So do you just go about it your own way, or do you ask around?
I mean, like, I'm gonna go about it my own way.
Okay.
But just like from the knowledge of living there, not look in places where I know it's not. You know?
Okay. Yeah. Make me a history check. All right. With a natural one, but still a 4, not the worst. You're able to try to search, but you kind of get it twisted. You've never been to the street before, the side of town where the street's on. So you kind of just try to walk the places you know, see if you can spot the street. But you're not able to. You look around you and you find yourself in the market square where like no houses are. So like in the market district of town, you find yourself in kind of where the there's kind of market stalls that line kind of this circular square where it's also surrounded by these different established shops. And people are like selling different wares, like, oh, come buy apples here, and then you're kind of getting pushed around the crowd as people are shopping for groceries for the day, and you kind of got lost. But yeah, what does Izaltee do as you're kind of getting pushed around and kind of looking about?
All right, I head back to the school.
Yeah, easily enough you're able to head back to school, just because the school itself kind of stands tall amongst all the buildings of the city. So you are able to spot it, and you just head back to the place that you know. And you're back there, and as you make your way back on your way, you see exiting the campus, Goran, and he kind of looks at you. You're back already, Izaltee?
Goran.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you know how we're both headed out today, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that we could get some parting gifts on our way out.
Parting gifts for... It's kind of like wary.
Our departure. I mean, this is something we do together. There's no better here. Unless there's something. Unless the reward is great. But, anyway, listen, hear me out. I've heard of a place where they keep secret alumni trophies. It's on 1421 Astor Street. And I think we should head there and collect ours, and then leave the city.
Make a deception check. Kind of looks at you. I've never known you not to have a game in what you say, Izaltee, especially when it comes to me, but you're right. We should head that way and receive whatever you say, trophies?
Yes.
Very well. Have you been there before, or?
No, I haven't. I actually got lost looking for it.
Kind of like smirks a little bit. You got lost, eh? Luckily for you, I know exactly where it is. I live in that area of town, and he begins leading you towards that way.
Wait. How well off are you and your family?
You know that we're pretty well off, you know.
Okay.
You'd know that they're pretty well off. You come from more modest a modest living. Your mom is a secretary at the school, which is kind of how you were able to get in, because she works there and was able to vouch for you. And people have known you who live there since you were growing up, and you've shown talent as you were growing up. And your dad is a guard, so he doesn't make too much money. But you know that Goran, he comes from a more affluent family. So you know that. And that's kind of why you've always had a bit of beef with him.
You know. Okay. I continue.
Very well. And so you both head to a 1421 Astor Street, where it's like what you see in front of you. You see hanging on the sign. You see House Holastra kind of dangling out behind this gate, and then behind the gate you see kind of like a 3-story elven home. It looks, you see the stone and then vines kind of wrap around it. In the front yard, you kind of see what looks to be like a sparring pit almost, made up of sand. So a nice home. As you approach, you see, go and look up. This is nuts.
Okay. All right, Goran.
Izaltee. He kind of looks back.
So, I was not telling the truth. But I believe that the headmaster here could be harboring some type of magical items or artifacts that might be helpful. Or, if anything, amusing for us. And I think we should just help ourselves to them as his favorite students and return them when we come back, after we've spread the name of Bladesong Wizards across the land and done great deeds far and wide.
You see like a shock look. You plan to steal from the professor?
I plan to borrow from the professor.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage here. The 14, almost. See, I have a right to report you. What's steal? Borrow, it's the same thing. No one's home. He's not able to give out anything that he owns. And yes, he might have some magical items in there, but who knows if he keeps it on his person or in his office. Salty.
Good. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be traveling with some craven. I'm glad to see you'd pass up on the chance to steal magical items and artifacts. No, but really, I did meet with Headmaster Alostra, and he mentioned it would be good for us to travel together, watch each other's back, because it's dangerous out there. And I probably wouldn't take this warning seriously if it wasn't from anyone but him. But now that I know you're a worthy companion, what do you say?
You seem kind of smirk. Make a persuasion check.
Can I take off the disadvantage?
No, yeah, just regular. 14. It's good, but you seem smart. You're a little scared, Izaltee.
Scared? Well, I'm scared that I'd lose a rival, that you'd lose your life out there without me watching your back. Then I wouldn't have anyone to make fun of.
How about this? How about the bets? Whoever makes it first to the city of Wailuna, 100 gold.
100 gold? I don't have that kind of money.
Yes, I forget. 25.
Fine. I'll be collecting 25 gold.
And then he has his hand out for you to shake on it.
It's like, you know what? I just thought about something. I wouldn't lose to someone like you. Yeah, we'll take the 100 gold.
And as your hands interlock and your arms shake, you see, I never really described him, I'm sorry. But you see he has this red hair and this fair skin complexion, when his elven ears kind of stick out behind that. And you see his regalia is more of, in the city it's kind of like bluish, yellowish, but here he has like a kind of purple and gold garb going on, signifying his kind of status and wealthiness. Very well. A race it is then. I didn't think you'd be one to be scared. Travel together. You pulling my leg there, Izaltee.
You just better make it back alive.
Well, best of luck to whoever gets there first. Well then, I'll be off.
Can I try to trip him as he turns away?
Yeah, I'll do opposed dexterity checks. Yeah, so I'll yeah, let's do that. Yeah, dexterity will be the roll here.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see what he gets. 15. So as you like stick your foot out to trip him, you see him like do a kind of little skip. It says, "You won't get me with that again, Izaltee." And then he like.
Spider. I was just trying to kill a spider on the ground.
That's just what you said last time. And you see him kind of walk away with a bit more pep in his step. He feels like he got the better of you in this encounter and is kind of walking away.
He can feel however he wants, bro. I know I won't.
All right.
And I mean, with that, like, I feel like Izaltee is gonna like. I'm trying to get out of the city now. I need that 100 gold. I need to beat this motherfucker.
All right. So you begin to make your way out of the city.
Yeah. I begin to make my way out of the city. If I do see my dad, I do make sure to wave.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you as you exit the city gates, you actually see your father standing guard at the northern gate, which is the main entry and exit way for the city of Omithas. And so you begin making your way north, and as you see him at the gate, kind of next to kind of the opening, as you see as you approach the wall that kind of wraps around the city. You see him, and he doesn't really make you because he's kind of turned out towards the exit of the city. So as you approach, what do you do?
I kind of just tap him on the shoulder. Just walk up. Are
you trying to do this stealthily or like surprise him or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to surprise him.
All right, make a stealth check for me against his passive perception. Did you see him standing guard?
Oh my god! No.
As you're about to like tap him on the shoulder, you accidentally like step right on a little bug, and he turns on. Hello, son. You scared me there almost.
Sorry. I was just coming to say goodbye. I think it's about time that I stop dilly-dallying and I get started on my adventure.
Well then, glad to hear it. Be sure to keep in touch. And if you see Voron out there, let him know we've been trying to reach him. Hasn't sent back in quite some time. Yes, your brother?
Yes.
Voron? Hope you didn't forget.
I vaguely remember him. He wasn't really.
That is true. He's much older than you. Left. You know. Anyways, bring it here. He like has his arms out.
All right. I go in for a hug.
Kind of.
And
hugs you, real tight. You feel like a nice squeeze. I'll let you go.
And I'm assuming that like as he lets him go, I'm just gonna do a little wave, turn around, and I'm gonna walk out the gate. And when I get like kind of like maybe 5 steps away, I'm gonna pull out my pan flute and like play it as I walk down the street.
All right. Go ahead and make a performance check as you begin playing your pan flute.
No.
With an 8, as you're walking, you've only like stood, so like marching and like having to walk as well as play is something kind of a bit new to you. Most of the time you're sitting down, especially in class. So as you're kind of marching out, you miss every note of the air. Like the flute begins to like wobble on your chin, and then you're like, ooh, ooh. Some people passing by hear you like crack notes. They kind of look at you. And you hear a whisper like, that guy thinks he's a bard. They kind of, as they pass, and you make your way out, playing your pan flute, not great, but not terrible. And as you begin your journey out, go ahead and make me a survival check.
All right.
Anything else you want to do while you're kind of walking?
Actually, I will cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
The professor's words echo in my mind. And cast Mage Armor as I leave the city.
Awesome. And so that bumps up your AC to 16. Is that correct?
I believe. Yep, 16.
16. Awesome. So yeah, your armor class is now 16.
And yeah, I'm gonna continue. Like after that, I'm gonna continue walking down the road, and I'm just gonna make a point to say that like while I'm walking with nobody else, he's just gonna play his pan flute because he doesn't want something to do with his hand. He also has a rapier at his side. Like he's got a sword like tucked like under his cloak. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, as you can play your pan flute, you stop in between songs and you touch yourself, and you begin to glow and radiate this colorful aura. What color would your mage armor look like as it kind of shines around you almost as this magical force?
Kind of, I think it'd be a light blue.
Yeah, so you see this light blue surround you, and then for a moment it shows and then goes kind of like transparent and is not visible to the naked eye. As you begin making way, put up your pan flute and begin playing again. Make me another performance check, and then followed by a survival check.
Oh, I never made that survival check right. I'm sorry.
All good. So yeah, you with the 7 and then with an 8. You have never ventured out of the city too frequently. This is something very new for you. The first time out in the continent of Arion, and you begin to play, and you're kind of distracted trying to pay attention to all your surroundings as well as play. So it's made it quite difficult for you to play your pan flute as well as kind of make your way. You're trying to multitask here. So Izaltee, as you make your way throughout the traveling day, there are some points you get kind of you veer off course, but then you're able to correct yourself as you're like, wait a minute, the path ends, and then you find your way back to the path. And one day goes by as the sun is beginning to set, and you're kind of surrounded by a wide variety of tree and fauna. Right now in the summer, you see kind of the spring leaves at full bloom. So you see it is a heavy green that surrounds this narrow pathway, which is not very well established. So you see like all these greenery around you and the sun beginning to set behind the tree and the canopies. And you've been traveling now for about 6 hours at this point. And you're almost halfway to the closest elven town, Withalas. So as the sun begins to set, what does Izaltee do?
I think I'm gonna keep going, try and get to that town.
All right.
Do you want me to roll?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a because you're trying to push through, because it's getting to the end of kind of the day. And I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw, as well as another survival check if you decide to press forward.
Got you. Got a 14 on the
14, yeah. So you, nice, and a 20 on the survival check. So as, yeah, unnatural 20. As you know in your kind of studies and your training to always push through and persevere, you're very athletic in the sense of you've trained every day, and this is your kind of moment in your day to shine, and you are able to push yourself to 3/4 of the way there to the city, as like darkness kind of sets around you. Make me a perception check.
Got you. 21.
21. All right. Give me 1 second. So as you are making your way and pushing through the night sky, you find yourself kind of walking the road, and you are keeping a keen eye and ear out for anything, any surprises or anything like that to come your way. And then you begin to hear kind of like as you begin to walk the path, a kind of like low growl from like the trees, the tree line, both to your east and your west.
Oh, I see. Is there any way that, like, so I hear a low growl, is there any way that I can like distract them and like hide?
Yeah.
I mean, well, if I were to use like prestidigitation to like make like a shower of sparks, would that be enough to like distract them and hide?
Okay.
Whatever.
I
I can show you what the spell does.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, it's very long.
All right. So I'll read it out. So the spell is a magical trick. Novice. All right. The spell is a minor magical trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You can create one of the following effects within range. Create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. You instantly light and snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. So what do? You kind of hear a growl coming from the tree line a bit ahead of you. And then you see as like the way forks into two directions, one leading eastward, and then one leading northward.
Okay.
Where you're kind of at.
Like you said, that's where the growls are coming from?
Yeah. So the growls are coming from both your east and west. So yeah, you're heading north. But right now, you see kind of as the tree line itself is how do I describe it? Is like above you almost. There's like a 5-foot ledge in this path, and then the trees are on top of that as like the road kind of curves, continuing northward and then eastward of the direction that you're currently heading.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'd probably try to like create a distraction, maybe be a little bit behind where I'm currently at, so that way the creatures on the east and west kind of look at that, like look towards the south, and then I'd probably just try to sneak my way up to the road away from it.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and make me a stealth check. So yeah, hear a kind of growling a bit ahead of you to the west and the east, and you attempt to stealth check. And then with an 11, you use prestidigitation to cast a kind of sound behind you. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. I'm gonna make a quick roll here. All right, nice. And then, okay. All right. So as you kind of go and throw the sound behind you, you are able to kind of move forward a bit, past kind of where you heard the growling. But as you kind of make your way up 30 feet, then you hear the growling intensify behind you. And with that, I need you to roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and face whatever it is.
All right.
14.
So as you turn, you see to your east a wolf coming out of the tree line behind you, and then to the west, to the west, the wolf seems to be distracted by the sound you've thrown behind yourself, but the one in the east does not seem like they have been caught off guard by it. All right, let me add.
Is my mage armor still active?
Yes, your mage armor is still active. It's only been about 6 hours since you last cast it, and it lasts 8 hours.
Okay, that's what I thought. Dang. All right. How close would you say that these wolves are to each other?
So they are, as you like turn around, you're able to see that they're about 45 feet away from each other. One's on the west side, one's on the east side. Let me bring you over here, and then you can see. We're on the south side of the map here.
Okay, I see. Ah.
Yeah, you see that this one on the east has kind of clocked you. The one on the west has not. He seems to be distracted by that sound you threw behind yourself. All right, and we will roll initiative, and you got a 14. I got an 11 here.
Izaltee doesn't really like to, like, he's never really lived a life where he's had to kill anything, so I don't think that even if I dropped him to 0 hit points, he wouldn't be trying to do a killing blow.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can try to debilitate them, however you like, but you see them, you hear them like kind of growl at you, and you are first to act. You see them, you turn around, you're able to kind of clock them as you were walking about, and trying to distract them, you were able to distract one but not the other. So you turn, what does Izaltee do? You're top of the round.
Izaltee will see these two creatures, and I can't move, but this little thing, is that like difficult terrain? Like this cliff thing?
So yeah, that's the 5-foot cliff I was talking about, like cliff face. So you can climb it, jump on top of it. It'll just be a regular movement.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah. Izaltee's just gonna come, he's gonna stand right there, and I am going to use my action to ready sleep for whenever these two creatures are within 20 feet of each other. Oh,
okay. Nice.
So yeah, right. I'm gonna hold my action. Do you want me to cast that now, even though I'm holding it?
No. Cast it if it gets activated. So, are you doing anything with your bonus action?
No.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of turn, jump onto kind of like a nearby ledge, and then kind of run. Give yourself some space between you two. And then you see as one will begin to make his way towards your direction. One. So you see him kind of run and jump, and then when he gets, as he jumps across, gets about here, I believe. When they get here, they're within 20 feet of each other. Let me make sure. Let me use my. Oh wait, I don't have the. Hold on. That reminds me, I need to add some things on this.
It is.
Yeah. So you see as they kind of make as he jumps across and attempts to cross over towards you, begin running. What does it look like once you cast this spell?
Did you want me to roll though? Do I have to?
Yeah.
I mean the damage. Where is it?
Yeah, 5d8.
Right. There it is.
Nice, 26. So yeah, as you see, one is like turned back towards where you came from. The other clocked you, jumped across the way, and went to your direction. As you kind of raise your hand, what does it look like when you cast sleep?
Oh, okay. So, Izaltee also has this crystal, but he doesn't like wear it around his neck or anything. It's kind of attached to like a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever he casts a spell, he reaches into his pocket, and it's like jacket pocket. He pulls it out and holds it up, and it shines brightly. It's like this bright gray, near whitish light that shines, and then the creature's eyes just go white as they fall asleep.
Nice. Yeah, you see as the wolf is looking at you for dinner. You use this crystal, and then you see as kind of this bit of stars and this sleep spell kind of surrounds the two of them as he's coming out. You see it form, and then you see the eyes that are looking at you just turn white as the creature falls asleep on the ground, and you see the one behind it do the same as it was about to like pounce on what it was ever from where you came from. And yeah, as they both fall asleep, is there anything that you want to do?
Yeah, did those quail eggs, do I know enough about animals? Would I think that they would like some of these?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
19. Okay. So with that 19, you would know that quail eggs would be something that these creatures could eat, as well as when you heard the growling, you also heard like a bit of rumbling. So you know they're hungry, and that's, you were just a person kind of walking through. Healthy meal, looks like.
For food.
Yeah.
So if I don't wait, so would they like quail eggs? Do I think they'd eat those?
Yeah, you'd think they'd eat those.
Okay, I'm gonna leave some out for them, but like a safe distance away where I know that they like aren't gonna smell it and immediately wake up. So I'm gonna lay down some quail eggs.
Okay.
And be about my way. Poor creatures, they're just starving.
And with that, you will continue as you leave some quail eggs. How many do you leave behind?
How many did I get?
You got a dozen.
Oh, yeah. I'm leaving 2 behind. One for each of them. I hope one don't wake up and eat them.
Yeah, they'll wake up around the same time. So you leave behind 2 quail eggs, and you begin to make your way and push through as you approach the city of Withalas. As you make your way to the city right over here on the map, in between us, this little town. As you approach, it is dead silent, complete night. People are asleep. No one's awake. You approach onto the city. You don't see many guard around, which is not something you're used to. It's a small, quaint town. There's, one patrol that kind of walks around, torch in hand. But you approach the city at the dead of night. What does Izaltee do?
Oh man, I guess, yeah. He's pretty tired, so he's definitely gonna look for a place to stay. First things first. Is there an inn?
How do you go about looking for one?
I'm just gonna kind of look for like taller buildings, and look for any signs that point to inn or tavern. And if I do see anybody that looks friendly, I would ask. But it's dead of night. I'm not assuming.
Yeah. Make a investigation check at advantage. I'm giving you advantage because how you described you're doing. Natural 20. I think that's the first one of the campaign, right? Natural 20?
Yes.
First
finally.
one, 25. All right. First nat 20. Let's go. You are able to find a tavern, 2 stories, and on it you see on the sign you see Scholars Stop, and you see that the tavern is open. There's light coming from inside of it, and as you walk into the tavern, that is where we'll end off today's session, session 0.5 of Izaltee's story. But yeah, so we'll move on to the end of session wrap up. Answer any questions Twitch chat might have. I don't know if there's anyone watching. I haven't been keeping track of Twitch chat.
I've been reading it.
Okay, great. So I haven't seen what they've said for this stream, but we'll go over there and chat with them. All right.
All right. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Hello, Twitch chat. It is I, your dungeon master, Ball and Rye. I'm here joined by Izaltee, or better known as Verser34, and we're here to answer any questions. Let me close out of some of this stuff in our end of session wrap up. You see your rival standing right there. Who knows? We'll see. Be sure to tune in. This campaign will be happening on Sundays throughout the month of March. So you won't have to wait long until the next episode, which will be our first episode on March 6th. I changed it to Dungeons and Dragons, but I guess it didn't work.
Yeah, I see that.
You have ability to do so. Hypnotize 1, 2, 3 if you'd like to do that yourself moving forward. Oh my God, one video.
But how was that session for you? Whenever you want to have a second.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a really fun session. I had a lot of fun DMing it. It was really cool to see where you took things, where you didn't take things. I didn't know how you'd play Izaltee. Of course, we've only been talking about it for a bit, so seeing how you play, voice and all that, and it's always fun to start a new campaign, so that's exciting, of course.
Yeah, before we started, I also had no idea how I was going to play Izaltee or anything like that. I really had just been putting off thinking about it till probably the day before the first session, and I said yes to this, and
here we are.
I'm kind of liking him.
Mm-hmm. I like him too. I like the chemistry he has going on with Goran. I think that's exciting, because always got to have that some sort of rivalry, and I think right now you might be in the lead of the race. We'll see if you're able to push through and continue going. But yeah, I'm excited for Izaltee's story.
I took care of those wolves in about 12 seconds.
Yeah, you really turned around and just was able to put him to sleep, which, I did not expect, but it makes sense for the character of Izaltee. This is probably his first real life combat encounter, and just use a spell that can neutralize his enemies, and we'll see if that works next time.
I feel like Izaltee, he has a 16 intelligence, his highest scores are intelligence, dexterity, and constitution. He's a tough guy, but he's also pretty smart. He likes to get himself out of situations using least amount of resources, and he doesn't really believe in killing stuff. So he's not just gonna jump right into fire bolts and stuff. And also he does value his blade song. He's like, I'm not gonna show anybody. I'm not just gonna pop that out willy-nilly to fight. That's for her.
I'm gonna turn to Twitch chat here real quick. Hypnotize123 said he loved how you were an asshole to mostly your rival, and I really love the banter you had going with should we steal, should we not steal, let's see how this plays out. I will say you're very close in persuading him. The DC for that was very close to the 14s you were rolling. Unfortunately, the dice didn't turn out in your favor, but I think it was funny how you kind of twisted that on him. So I'm really liking Izaltee so far. Excited how you will mess with kind of the world as a fresh young face to the world of Arion and Krioma. Especially with the first 1v1, I don't know what to expect, so
I'm super excited. I didn't think that I'd play it like that. I didn't think that the headmaster's address would be a secret or anything, but when I learned that, I was like, well, now I kind of want to do something there since I got his exact street address.
Well, yeah. Do you know very many teachers' address? No, right? So he would tell you as a favored student, but how you use that information, I thought that was hilarious. That was something I didn't think you'd take it. So I was happy about that, because that that address is a bit on the fly. Improv is all about happens a lot in D&D, and I feel like in 1v1 it needs to happen more because it's just back and forth. It's just us two, so that's a really key part. So you kept me on my toes, so which I was makes me a better DM and makes me have a lot more fun in the game, especially I'm like, oh, where's he gonna take this? I don't know. Sure, give you the address. See what plans you have with that. So that plan that was really funny.
What's up?
I was gonna say also, could you explain why Izaltee was nicer to the animals than he was his rival? Why was he nicer to those wolves?
It's not that he was being nice. It's just he just didn't really see a reason to murder or to fight them. They're dumb creatures. He's significantly smarter than them, and whenever he can outsmart someone, that's his go-to thing. That's why he's so arrogant and cocky. He's just so full of his intelligence. It's I can get out of this.
He was not phased whatsoever. It sounded like you had a plan. Once he got close, boom, sleep spell, and I think it was a very solid plan, especially with the prestidigitation. I can't talk anymore.
It's a hard word.
It's a hard word. I thought that was a creative part of it too. But yeah, it was a fun test run pilot episode. Be sure to tune in on Sunday with episode 1 of Izaltee's story. This was kind of a precursor just to make sure everything was working well. Get a bit of test chemistry going. See, because this is only second time I've really DM'd for just one person. So being able to do that again and practice that and kind of riff off and play off of that, I think it was good practice before we head off to the first story that we're going to be telling here on 1v1. And 1v1 won't just be happening with Verser 34. I have other people lined up as well. So we'll be seeing a bunch of different characters, and hopefully one day maybe they can come together and tackle a bigger threat. But we're gonna take a look at each of these character stories individually, and then from there, we'll see where 1v1 takes us. I made this campaign, made this idea to show you and show the world that D&D doesn't have to be a big party. It could just be you and one other person. And I think that's the core essence of D&D, is to tell stories and have fun doing so. So this was a lot of fun. Version 34. Thank you for playing Izaltee. It was a lot of fun DMing for you. Is there anything that you want to say? Anything you want to shout out that you got going on in your life?
No, not really. Nothing to shout out currently, but I do just want to say thank you for everybody that tuned in, and thank you for giving me this chance, and thanks for letting me be the first guy to do the 1v1, because this was really fun, and I'm super excited to see where we take it.
Yeah, my first guinea pig. So we'll see from there. But yeah, thanks again. And thank you for anyone who watched this on Twitch or on YouTube or interacted with each other in the Twitch chat. We'll be back on Sunday. Do we have a time? Are you available? I don't think we have set a time yet. I think I'll put it right here for YouTube to see. But for Twitch, just be sure to hit a follow. That way you're able to know when I'm live again, or join the Discord down below. But yeah, this is the pilot episode for 1v1. I've been joined by the lovely Verser 34, and we will catch y'all next time. All right.